Hi, I'm Steve Broughton, the Senior Minister here at Ontario Christian Church, and this is your Midweek Encouragement. It's been a few weeks since I've done one of these, and the reason is because my wife and I took a trip down to Virginia. And I'm the kind of guy that if it's possible to take the back roads to get to the same location at about the same amount of time, that's what I do. I take the roads less traveled, and I do it on purpose because I kind of like to see different scenery as I travel. And there's some things you have to take into consideration when you're actually mapping out those certain things, because the Google lady sometimes will take you on a wild ride, a wild trip. One time on the way down to Virginia, I selected my route, and lo and behold, it took us through a state forest basically. But what we did not know is that every turn, which was only a few feet away from one another, was hairpin turns all the way up the mountain and all the way back down. My family was not happy with me at all because most of them got car sick on the way up and back down through this shortcut that I decided was the best way to go. And I find that the same thing is true in a lot of our lives as well. We choose routes based upon what we desire, and by doing so, sometimes things happen like hairpin turns up hard highways and bad roads of our life that kind of reveal the fact that we chose the wrong route. And there's going to be other people affected by the fact that we chose the wrong route as well. And we kind of have to take a different perspective on how we choose to do the things that we do in our life. And we need to consider others as well as our own path as well. So when we look at our life and we try to make choices and decisions based upon, are we honoring self or God? And how do I get my life to the destination God desires for me to be? How do I fall in line and obey Him in such a way that doesn't take me off the paths that He's designed for me to be on? I have to kind of look at the larger picture of everything happening around me. I've noticed a lot of people when driving pay no attention to the signs on the road, whether it be speed limit or detour or anything like that, and we kind of do the same thing in our life as well. As a matter of fact, when I'm counseling people or spending time with people, I can see the paths that they're choosing and all the warning flags and signs that are going off that say don't go that way, and yet they're so stuck in the midst of their own trial and tribulations and decisions and wanting to get where they want to get that they can't see the bigger picture. Matter of fact, Paul says this in regards to the church in Philippi, who he's reminded of the fact that they have chosen a route of pursuing Jesus and have counted the cost and understand the consequences of doing so. And he wants to remind them in his prayer, he wants to remind them of what it means to be a careful follower of Christ. It says this, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, "And it is my prayer that your love may abound more and more, with knowledge and all discernment, so that you may approve what is excellent, and so be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and praise of God." His prayer is literally to say that we choose the right thing, that we choose the most excellent way in life, and we look and discern about what the choices and decisions that we are about to make, about what either the positive consequences or the negative consequences could be from it. And we do all this for the glory of Christ. Like we look at our life and the path that we're taking, not to please self and to just pursue whatever it is we desire, but instead to reflect upon what it is that God would like for us to do with our lives. And we discern. We take our time and consider and pray and look at the larger scheme of things and who it may impact, the choices that we make, and we see the flags, the red flags that are going off, and we heed them and instead get back on the path that God has called. Or maybe we even see the big huge sign that says go this way, and we think to ourselves, yeah, but that way is not the way I would choose, but God's saying choose to follow me, and we have to make that choice to do so for His glory and others' good. So I just wanted to stop for just a minute and just remind you that your life has all these choices and paths that you can choose to get to the final destination. Now here's the question, are you willing to choose the path that glorifies God and honors others, or are you not seeing the flags that are going off and heeding them? And stop and pray and seek God's discernment and wisdom and make good choices that would honor Him and others. So I just wanted to stop for just a little bit and remind you the fact that you do have choices in your life. And you can align them with God, or you can pursue yourself and all the catastrophes that could occur and the long routes that you may end up on by choosing the things that don't honor God. So instead we choose to glorify Him, to discern and engage and to think with our minds and our hearts, and to take God's word into consideration as we choose the paths that we do in life. I've been praying for you this week, and I can't wait to see you Sunday. God bless.